Greetings, friends. I extend my warm welcome to the Cradle to Cremation YouTube program by saying, welcome and welcome. In today's YouTube video, we are going to talk about a very important issue that severely affects our India's environment, and that is plastic pollution. Today's world has become enslaved by the convenience of plastic. Just by looking around us, we can see plastic products everywhere. While on one side plastic has provided immense conveniences to Indians, on the other side it is gravely affecting nature, wildlife, marine life, and even humans both in cities and villages. These plastic wastes, since they are non-biodegradable, have begun polluting our land, water bodies and oceans. This causes a major impact on the environment, biodiversity, and also on us, that is, humans. In this video, we will explore in detail, how does plastic cause pollution? How does it affect lives? What can we do about it? Are you ready? Come along with me, and let's discover the truths about plastic pollution and the solutions for it. Pollution is an environmental and social justice issue in countries like that disproportionately affects indigenous people, rural and low-income communities. These forms of injustices are embedded in government policies, society, and our economy. Even if you don't visibly see discarded plastic in your life, tiny plastic pieces have been found everywhere around the world, from the highest mountain peaks to the deepest parts of the ocean, including Antarctica. The water we drink, the food we eat, the air we breathe, the soil beneath us, even inside our bodies, plastic particles are being found. Plastic pollution is an issue of human health, social justice, the environment, climate, and wildlife. People and communities all around the world are now finally realizing that plastic pollution affects everything. To understand the facts about plastic pollution, and to transition away from single-use plastics toward fair and equitable solutions that benefit the health of humans, animals, waterways, oceans, and our environment, I invite you to join and follow me on the Cradle to Cremation YouTube program. Numerous studies are ongoing around the world on the durability of plastic that does not decompose for many years in various places. The studies sketch a toxic picture. From extraction of unnecessary plastic to production, transportation, usage, and disposal, at every stage, plastic pollution globally threatens human health. Communities located near petrochemical and plastic infrastructure face chemical pollution of air, land, and water. Additionally, dangerous plastic particles lead to hazards like pollution, noise, fire, and explosive industrial accidents. Severe human health issues related to fossil fuel extraction, plastic production, use, and disposal include cancer, diabetes, obesity, respiratory problems, reproductive and hormonal issues, asthma, and many more. About 99% of plastics in the world are made from petrochemicals, derived from fossil fuels like natural gas, oil, and coal. These contribute to the climate crisis. Even though there is an urgent need to reduce dependence on fossil fuels, the plastic and petrochemical industries plan to triple plastic production by 2060. This threatens the chance of keeping global temperature rise below the crucial 1.5 degrees Celsius limit, increasing warming. By 2050, plastic production and disposal could generate annual greenhouse gas emissions equal to 615 coal plants, using up to 13% of the remaining carbon budget. Microplastics and nanoplastics greatly impact the ocean's ability to absorb and store carbon, which is one of our largest natural carbon sinks. From oceans to freshwater systems, soil, air, and even outer space, plastic is found everywhere in nature. Plastics contain harmful chemicals that never become harmless. Instead, plastic breaks into tiny toxic pieces. Scientists call these plastic fragments microplastics and nanoplastics. Plastic materials and particles travel easily around the globe, threatening the health of ecosystems that are interconnected and relied upon by wild animals, plants, humans, and all life. Instead of being recycled, most plastics escape into landfills, illegal dumping grounds, or natural environments. They are incinerated or sent to developing countries unequipped to handle such waste. Many wild animals mistakenly consume plastic as food, and in nature, they must face dangerous plastic obstacles. In oceans, marine mammals increasingly get entangled in or ingest plastic as plastic levels rise. Once plastic particles are ingested, plastic materials and particles cause serious physical injuries in animals' digestive tracts, including punctures in the stomach and intestinal walls. As seen in sea turtles, even small amounts of plastic can reduce lifespan. Hazardous chemicals in plastic accumulate in animals' bodies over time. Plastic poses a threat to animals of all kinds, sizes, and locations. What should you know about plastic pollution? This year's June 5th World Environment Day, the 50th anniversary of this global observance, focuses on the plastic pollution crisis. Why? Humanity produces over 430 million tons of plastic annually, 2/3 of which are short-term products that quickly turn into waste, fill oceans, and often enter the human food chain. The fact that plastic pollution embedded in our daily lives impacts not just wildlife but also climate and human health is not widely known, and that's the truth. Do you know why plastic pollution is such a huge problem? Cheap, durable, and flexible plastic has permeated modern life, from packaging to clothes to cosmetics. But it's being discarded at an enormous scale. Every year, more than 280 million tons of short-term plastic items become waste. Do you know what you should know about solutions to plastic pollution? Overall, 46% of plastic waste is landfilled, while 22% is mismanaged and ends up as litter. Unlike other materials, plastic does not biodegrade. This pollution suffocates marine wildlife, damages soil, poisons groundwater, and causes severe health issues. Is pollution the only problem caused by plastic? No, absolutely not. It also contributes to the India's as well as global climate crisis. Plastic production is one of the most energy-intensive manufacturing processes in the world. It's made from fossil fuels like crude oil, which are converted into polymers through heat and additives. Where does all this plastic come from? The packaging industry is the biggest sector responsible for creating single-use plastic waste. Around 36% of all plastics produced are used in packaging. This includes food and beverage containers, 85% of which end up in bins as waste. India is another area where plastic is widely used, coatings to mulch films. The Indian fishing industry is another significant source. Recent studies show that over 100 million pounds of plastic enter oceans from industrial fishing gear alone. The fashion industry is another major plastic user. About 60% of fabrics used in clothing are made of plastic, including polyester, acrylic, and nylon. I've heard people talk about microplastics. Have you ever heard microplastics in the food we eat? What are they? They are tiny plastic fragments less than 5 millimeters in size. They come from everything, from tires to cosmetics. Every time we wash clothes, fibers known as microfibers, tiny plastic strands, are shed. That's a type of microplastic. Just from laundry alone, around 500,000 tons of plastic microfibers enter the ocean each year, equivalent to about 3 billion polyester shirts. What actions have been taken against plastic pollution by Government of India? Have you heard anything about using yellow cloth bag? In 2022, UN member states adopted a resolution to end plastic pollution. By the end of 2024, a legally binding agreement is being developed through negotiations among governments to eliminate plastic pollution. Crucially, these negotiations are focusing on the entire life cycle of plastics, from extraction and design to production and waste management. What more must we do to reduce plastic pollution? Have you heard anything on this? Current commitments from governments and industries are not enough. Tackling the plastic crisis effectively requires systemic change. This means moving away from the current linear plastic economy toward a circular plastic economy where materials are kept in use at their highest value for as long as possible. How can countries like India make plastics more practical and sustainable? Countries like India should encourage innovation and offer incentives to businesses that eliminate unnecessary plastics. Taxes are needed on the production or use of single-use plastics, while incentives, subsidies, and other financial support must promote alternatives like reusable products. Waste management infrastructure must also be improved. Do you know what we, as average humans, can do about plastic pollution? Although large-scale reform is needed, our individual plastic choices can make a difference. Swachh Bharat in one among the reforms in India. Avoiding single-use plastics as much as possible, changing our behavior, these matter. If plastic use is unavoidable, reuse it as much as possible. Bring your own bags to the grocery store, and try to buy locally sourced goods that require less packaging and transport. Should I urge YouTube friends to demand Indian government and businesses act on plastic pollution? Yes. One of the most important actions individuals can take is to speak up about the urgency of the plastic problem, and support businesses working to reduce single-use plastic items in supply chains, ensuring your voice is heard. World Environment Day is observed on June 5th. It is the biggest international day for the environment. Since 1973, this event has been led by UNEP every year, and it has become the world's largest global platform for environmental outreach, with millions of people worldwide taking part to protect the planet. Do you know how plastic pollution is destroying our world and the seas around our nation? Every year, more than 12 million tons of plastic are dumped into the ocean. Around the world, countless fish, birds, turtles, whales, and marine species are killed, either mistaking plastic for food or becoming entangled in discarded fishing gear. From plastic production to its slow breakdown in the ocean, plastic-related emissions reached 1.0 gigaton carbon dioxide equivalent in 2016 and may rise to 2.1 gigatons by 2040. If global warming is limited to 1.5 degrees Celsius, it would account for 19% of global emissions. Plastic is used by humans in every way, from single-use beverage bottles, snack wrappers in lunchboxes, to pasta packaging for dinner plates. These are the kinds of things we use once and throw away. Major corporations in the consumer economy rely heavily on this. From beaches and green spaces to the brands and businesses that produce them, a network of plastic-free communities has been created to address plastic pollution at its source. To liberate the places we live from single-use plastic, let's all help in building plastic-free communities, plastic-free schools, offices, and homes. Dear Cradle to Cremation, YouTube friends, today we explored how plastic pollution has become a great threat to our country as well as the planet as a whole. On one hand, we use plastic for convenience, but the consequences are severe. Water, soil, and air are all being polluted. Marine life is losing its life. Microplastics entering the human body are causing various diseases. Therefore, it is now time for us to act consciously. Let us avoid unnecessary plastic use, encourage reuse, and cooperate with nature as much as we can. A small change can be the beginning of a big transformation in India. Believing in we are the change, the decisions we make today for a greener future are very crucial. If you found this India is Dying YouTube on plastic pollution information useful, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Continue supporting the Cradle to Cremation YouTube channel. We will meet again in a new video. Seedling, thank you. Vanakkam.